Hello, in this video, we will be recreating the Thanos snap, the one from the comics and movie. Here is a demonstration. In this, you will have the ability to collect all the stones. Pretty, isn't it? Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I have also done a check to make sure you can pick it up one time, and then after that you can do the snap. I also make sure that you can do the snap without the infinity stones. Check the description for the timestamps. Anyway, coming back to the tutorial, first, we will need the AI itself. I am just going to do a standard AI, it doesn't move or have any code. It will just be a duplicated character, or just an empty character class. I will just be using the third-person character and deleting all the code. I will then place many in the map. On the character BP or controller BP, it is your choice, just go to an empty area and we can start. First, a custom event, this will be the snap event. The input will be if we want to remove or bring back the population. This can also just be done with two different custom events, which is something I do later on anyway. We will need a branch as the input is the condition. Anyway, we can add an event begin play as we need a reference to the population, all characters, or AI. This is also where you decide how specific you want to go. For me, I will be deciding that all character types will be counted as a population. We will loop through all and add a unique element to an array. Use a not equals node and a self node. We can use a branch and only add unique on true. We are doing so we do not add ourselves to this array as we don't want to dust ourselves. Now we can promote that array to a variable and call it population to dust or something. Now we can duplicate that array, and have another variable called snapped life. This will store the references for the actors that got snapped. Now back to the code, we just need to go to the snap event, and get the all life variable. I then think a bit about how much code is needed, and well start spacing things out. Now here is where I say to remove the input as we will use two different events to just snap and restore the snap. Anyway, after the snap event, we want to shuffle the all life array. This will make the process random. For some reason, I decide to change the event name. We then want a for loop. We get all life, the length of that. And then an integer divided by an integer. We do 2 as we want half the universe. We then add a 1 because well, arrays start with an element of 0, also because I am testing out various maths for this. Anyway, this goes into the last index. This may change over time. Now, we just need to add the chosen half to go to the snapped life array. Simply, get all life, then a get. The index will be the array element. We just get snapped array and do an add unique. And we just add an element from the all life variable. We then remove those specific actors from the all life array. This is just a way of us transferring elements from one array to another. We can use this array to snap or bring these actors back from dust. Now, for the completed, we need another for each loop. Yeah, this might look better in C++. Anyway, for this, we loop through the snapped life. We are going to go get the root component of the actors, so we can get the children components. Remember to include descendants and for each loop that. This is mainly to disable the visibility and collision of the meshes. There are much more better methods for this. In another area, we can do the other custom event to bring back the snapped victims. It is pretty much the reverse of what we have already done. You can just copy and paste most of this now. We want to now make those snapped actors visible, so we copy this for each loop. I need to delete my previous attempt, and then paste in the right one and then set visibility to true. We also need to add these actors back to the all life variable. So to make this bit simpler, we can just put this all life variable and add unique in the middle of both for each loop. Then at the completed of the first for each loop we can clear the snapped life array with this clear node. As the snapped actors are back, we don't need to store them anymore. At this point, the coding is done, we just need call these events. I am just going to use some test key inputs. Numbers are usually easy. So 6 will be due to the snap and bringing them back. Now after this 6, we can do a branch as a temporary condition. This branch will be used as a check if we have all the stones. If you are not using infinity stones, you can skip the branch and just add the flip-flop. First being snap population, second being the bringing them back. For me, I will just be adding a temporary print string at the branch false as I don't have the stones, which is the upcoming bit. I will be testing this after I did the stones part of the tutorial. If you are not adding in infinity stones, test what you have done. If there are problems, check the description for the fixes timestamp. If it is not fixed after that, then comment below. Now on to the stones. Let's create folder for this. We need a few things. An enumeration, which is just a list. We will name all the infinity stones here. This is so we make one blueprint class and we can use this enumeration to indicate which stone is which. We need the power mind, space, time, reality, and soul stone. After that is done, we can finally add in the blueprint actor for the stones. We just need the one actor. We can add in a static mesh. I don't have a model right now, so I will just use a sphere stretched out to look like a tiny rock. As this is a quick tutorial, I just want to add in an easy interaction system. If you want something like a line trace system, watch an upcoming video. However, for now, I will just be using a box collision. With this box, make it big. In the event graph, we can just delete all these events. Click on the box collision component. If you go to the details panel, you can scroll down to the bottom to see multiple green buttons which will just automatically add in events. We need the on component begin overlap event. This is our quick interaction system. Anyway, we can now add a variable called stone type. This will be the enumeration we created earlier. I want to be able to change this value in the editor viewport. So to do this I can make it instance editable by clicking this eye. We can also use this enumeration to set material of the static mesh. So to do this, drag out the mesh, and do a set material. We can now use a select node to choose the right material dependent on the value of the enum. So get the stone type variable and connect it to index. Now you get the entire list and you can assign a material to the right value. I will do all the materials later. For now on this begin overlap box, the way it works is that it checks what it collides with. It checks with the other actor. We want to check it with our player character. When we collide with the box, only then the code can continue. So to do this, we cast to our character and then we want to add a branch as we don't want to pick the same type of stone twice. I mean that is quite optional, but I think it is a cool additional feature. Anyway, for true, we can just add a print string, which will tell us if we collected the stone. This will be done with append, which will combine two strings. This string which just say that we have this specific stone type. Okay, so in order to do the condition for the branch, we need to store these stones in an array. To do this, we have to go to the character blueprint. and create a variable of type enumeration which is an array, if you click on the grid icon in the details panel. After that is done, you can go back to the stones blueprint actor. To complete the rest of this, we get from the casting character, we get the stones array, and do the contains node. This code will check if we already collected this specific stone type before. As you can see, it will only check if player collected the power stone as shown on screen. We don't want this, we can use the stone type variable to dynamically change what it checks against. Now off the false, we need the stones array variable again, we need to add the stone to the array. We can use an add unique, and then to dynamically change it, use the stone type variable, otherwise it will only add the power stone or whatever the chosen value was. After that we can just simply destroy this stone, reduce it to atoms. The pickup side of this is complete, we just need to give these stones their rightful materials. Just create a basic material, whatever you want. I like to make one material and then make them instances, which is faster. My material will just be a color, and then an emissive value multiplied. If you are using instances, remember to turn them into parameters so you can change these values. You can then apply material and save it. I will make the instances now, by right-clicking the material and pressing the Create Material Instance button. I will fast forward the rest of the material making. Now we are done, we can just assign the right materials in the stone actor. After this is done, I can just place these actors in the ground. I then decide to put the set material in the construction script instead. Which just means, I can see it visually updated in the map, rather than playing the game. Anyway, back to the map, continue placing these down. Now to assign what each stone type is, you can check the details panel, and change stone type. I then do this to the other stones, and just to test that I can only pick one of that type, I can just duplicate the reality stone. I will then test the game, and as you can see, picking them up is working. As it does work, I can finally finish this off, by completing that one branch in the character blueprint, the input we did all the way at the start. I am going to do it in the most simple way I can think of, which is getting the array length and equaling that to the amount of stones needed. This is because we can only pick different type of stones once, so we don't need to do any other check. Also, just to check that I am destroying half of life, I can just get an input and just print the amount of all life variable. This will show how many lives are left. Now to finally fulfill my destiny and get all the stones. This Unreal mannequin is so powerful, doesn't even need the gauntlet. Beautiful, perfectly balanced. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I will be making a better version if it is necessary. Consider subscribing and sharing my videos around. Thank you and see you later.